Hey team, we're going to create a custom GitHub action with JavaScript and Node.js. I'm Colby Fayok, and if this is your first time here, make sure you hit subscribe for future updates. GitHub Actions are an awesome feature from GitHub that allows you to automate your code tasks and your workflows like CI/CD processes right inside of your repository. They have a huge marketplace with actions that are ready to plug into your project, whether you want to talk to Jira when you want to change the status of an issue or if you want to scan your project for security issues. But as big as this marketplace is, sometimes you just need something that's custom, whether it's for a specific infrastructure or if it's just not quite doing what you need it to do. So instead, GitHub lets you create your own custom actions, similar to what you might do if you're publishing an NPM package, where we can create our workflow and then anybody can use it from right inside of their repository. So we're going to learn how to create a GitHub action using JavaScript. Particularly, we're going to recreate this thank you action demo that I created, where anytime somebody opens up a new pull request, we're automatically going to run a script that says thank you to the person who created it, and it's going to post a GIF from the Tenor API onto that pull request. So to start out, I'm going to actually go into GitHub and I'm going to create a new repository, and let's call this my thank you action, and we can leave it as public or private if you'd prefer. And we're going to click create new repository. The reason we're going to start off by creating the repository first is it just makes it a little bit easier for us to set up locally, as we'll immediately be able to commit our files right into the repository and get it up onto GitHub, which there it can run. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the URL for my GitHub repository, and inside my terminal I'm going to run git clone and my address. And as we'd expect, it says you appear to have cloned an empty repository, so let's navigate into that repository. Now we can open it up inside of our favorite text editor, which I'm using VS Code, and we're ready to go. So to start off, we want to actually create an NPM project so that we can install some dependencies to use for our action. So we're going to go back into our terminal and we're going to type in npm init, where I'm going to use mostly the defaults here. So I'm going to hit enter, enter, enter. We're going to leave the entry point as index.js, and we're going to hit enter for the rest of them, where we can say it's okay, and it generates this package.json file for us, which we can see inside of our project. At this point, feel free to update that package.json file to anything you'd like. Like I like to add MIT for my license, and I can add my name under the author. Next, in order to register our package with GitHub, we're going to need to create a file called action.yaml. Inside this file, we're going to configure our action for GitHub to read. So we're going to add things like our name, and we're going to also add our entry point in our environment so that GitHub knows how to run it. So I'm going to start by pasting some things in here where we have our name, which we're going to call it thank you action. We have our description, which as described says thank you to new pull requests, and the author, which for me is Colby Fayok. For our action, we also want to input two configuration options so that we can allow people to actually use their instances and API tokens for this action. So I'm going to paste in this inputs object where we have our GitHub token, which allows GitHub to actually add that comment to the pull request, as well as the Tenor token, which allows us to reach out to the Tenor API. And finally, we need to set our environment. So we're going to use the runs object where we're going to pass in using node 12, which we're going to tell them that we want to use the environment of node 12, and then main, which we're going to specify as dist index.js, which is going to be the ultimate path of our action script that we want to run. Now, to make our action actually run, we need to create a script. So I'm going to create a new directory. I'm going to call it source. And inside of that directory, I'm going to create a new file called action.js. Now inside that script, I'm going to create a new async function called run, where inside of that function, I'm going to console log out hello world. And then finally, I'm going to run that function. The reason that we're creating an async function and running it is so that we can use the async await syntax within this block. But for now, we're going to leave this simple console log just so that we can test that it's working. We can even test that out by going over back to our terminal, and we can run node source action.js, and we can see that it logs out hello world. Now, in order to run this script, we saw that we can do that right from the terminal. But inside of our action.yaml file, we described our main entry point as dist index.js, and that's because we're going to compile it from our source directory into that dist folder. To do that, we're going to use a tool called ncc from Vercel that allows us to compile our project into a single file. This will be particularly helpful when we want to take dependencies and make them all runnable from one single file. So to start, inside of my terminal, I'm going to run yarn add at Vercel/ncc, and it's going to add it to the project. Because this is the first package we added, it's actually going to also create our yarn.lock file, or if you're using npm to install, it might create the package lock file. Next, back inside of our package.json file, we're going to go under the scripts, and we're going to create a new script called build, or inside of that, we're going to run ncc build. We're going to pass in the source of source action.js, and then the output directory of dist. Now if we go to our terminal and we run yarn build, we can see that it compiles the file, and if we go back into our project inside of the dist directory, we can open up our index.js file where we see our code, but it's wrapped in an export so that it can be functional as a module. Similar to our source action.js file, we can open up our terminal and we can run node dist index.js, and we can see that it still runs hello world. Now finally, because we want this to run inside of GitHub, we want to create a new workflow file so that we can test that this runs properly inside of our project. So we're going to create a new directory, and we're going to call it GitHub with a period in the front. We're also going to create a new folder under that called workflows, and then finally a new file called test.yaml. Inside that new file, I'm going to copy and paste the contents in, where here we're creating a new workflow called test. We're going to say that on pull request, and anytime that pull request is open, we're going to run these jobs, where here we have our first job called test. We're going to have it run on Ubuntu latest, and for our steps, we're going to first check out our code, and then we're going to use that code to run our action. Now one last thing before we push this up to GitHub, because we're using npm to install modules, let's create a new file that we're going to call .gitignore, where inside of that we want to put node modules so that our node modules don't get pushed up to the repository. So now inside of our project, we can git add -a, we can commit those files, adding our new GitHub Action, and we can push that out. And once that's finished, we can refresh the page and we should see all of our new files. Now we specified that anytime we create a new pull request, we're going to have this code run. So I'm going to go to the bottom here and I'm going to click add a readme. And if you already have a readme, you can even edit this readme. Where since this is a new file, I'm going to also scroll down and I'm going to create a new branch from this commit, propose this new file. Then on the next screen, I'm just going to leave this as is and click create pull request. But now we can see that this is going to start checking our files, and in a few seconds here, it's going to actually run our workflow that we just created. So now once it's done, we can see that it has a check mark because it was successfully ran. And we can click details next to that, where it's going to take us to the logs. We can go under the run command, where that's where we added our file, and we can see that it says hello world. So now that we know that we can successfully run a GitHub action, now we can try to tap into GitHub so that we can actually comment on that pull request. To do that, we're going to use the GitHub Actions Toolkit, which comes with a bunch of packages where we can interact with GitHub. Particularly, we're going to use the core package, and we're also going to use the GitHub package so that we can provide an instance of Octokit to interact with GitHub. So back inside of our terminal, I'm going to add those packages, Actions GitHub and Actions Core, and then I'm going to import them right at the top of my project. To start, in order to interact with the GitHub API for our pull request, we're going to need our GitHub token. Inside of our action.yaml, we already created an input for our GitHub token, so now we just need to get that input. So I'm going to create a new constant called GitHub token, where I'm going to use the core package to get the input of GitHub token. Next, I'm going to create a new instance of Octokit, where I'm going to use the GitHub package to run the method getOctokit and pass in my GitHub token to hydrate that instance. Then I'm going to use some destructuring, where I'm going to grab the context from GitHub for us to use later, particularly to get the payload, where we can also get the pull request object so we can find out which pull requests we're interacting with. Now that we have an instance of Octokit, we can use the API, particularly for issues. We're going to create a new comment. So back inside of my code, I'm going to paste in this block where we're going to await the request of using Octokit, and inside of our issues, we're going to create a new comment, where first we're going to pass in the repo from our context object. We're going to pass in the issue number, which is going to be our pull request number, and then finally a body, which for this, we're going to say, thank you for submitting a pull request. We will try to review this as soon as we can. So before we go further, let's try this out. So back inside of my terminal, I'm going to run yarn build so we can make sure our distribution file is updated to the latest version. And inside of my test.yaml file, I'm going to add a new parameter called width to my GitHub Action. We're going to pass in our GitHub token, and we're going to reference the secrets object and grab that GitHub token. Now, most of the time when you're referencing the secrets object, that's going to be because you set a secret up on your project repository, but GitHub makes that GitHub token available right on the secrets for us. So like before, I'm going to git add all my files, and I'm going to commit it, saying thank you to new pull requests. I'm going to push that out, minus the typo. And now, because we pushed out our new code and we have our check to only run on new pull requests, it's not going to run on our previously existing pull request. So we have to create a new one. So to test this out, because I never actually merged in that readme file, I'm just going to do the same thing and create another readme, but I'm going to do it under new branch name. Similar to before, it's going to take a few seconds where it's going to start running that pull request. And then finally, after it takes a few seconds to spin up our check and run, we can see that it commented right on our pull request, "Thank you for submitting a pull request." So this is great, and we could probably stop right there, but instead we want to add a little bit of personality, and we're going to add a GIF. Yes, a GIF. So to start, let's use the fetch API, which we can find a Node version of. So I'm going to yarn add node fetch. And then once that's installed at the top of my page, I'm going to import that package. So I have a fetch from node fetch. Now, in order to reach out to the Tenor API, we need a Tenor token, which we already added as an input. So we're going to make a copy of our GitHub token line, and we're just going to rename that to Tenor token, where now we're going to make a request to the Tenor API. So I'm going to paste in my URL that I formulated here, where first I created a random position using math random and round, so that inside of the Tenor API, we're going to make a search and we're going to use a query of thank you. But instead of getting the first same item every single time we hit that API, we're going to start off from a random position. So we're also going to limit the API to one result, since we only want to post one GIF. We're going to use the media filter to minimal and the content filter to high, so that we don't have to return all the different types of content that Tenor has, and we don't want to send something that's not particularly safe for work, so we're going to have a high content filter. And then finally, we're going to set our key from our Tenor token input. With our formulated URL, we're going to create a new response object where we're going to fetch from that URL. I'm going to then destructure the results, where we're going to take that response and await turning it into JSON. And finally, I'm going to grab the GIF URL from the first result and the first media object, where we're going to find the tiny GIF so that we're not trying to post really big GIFs in our project, and then the URL of that GIF. So now that we have our GIF URL, we can go down to the body of our comment. We're going to go to the very end, and we're going to paste in 2 \n characters, which that's going to create returns inside of the comment body. Then we're going to include our image along with our GIF URL. Now inside that, you can see that we're using interpolation, so we also need to actually turn these single quotes into template literals. So now we can go back and we can see that that's working. Now, before we go further, we still need to grab our Tenor token in order to make this work. If you head over to the Tenor API documentation, we can see this quick start guide, but really what we need is an API key. In order to get an API key, we actually need to use our Google account. So if you have a Google account, you can sign in with Google and get that. If you don't, you can use another service like Giphy if you'd prefer to use an API. Otherwise, you can just skip this part altogether and not use a GIF. Once you're inside your developer dashboard, it's going to allow you to create a new app. So here, I created a new app called GitHub Action, where I also have my key, which I've obfuscated so that you can't actually use it, but you can take your own key and we're going to use it inside of our GitHub Action. Back inside of our repository, we're going to head over to the Settings tab, where inside there, we're going to scroll down, we're going to go to the Secrets tab, and we're going to click Create a New Secret. Here, we're going to create a token called Tenor token, and we're going to paste in our key, and we're going to click Add Secret. And once you hit Add, you can see that it's now available as a repository secret. So now, back inside of our test.yaml file, we want to actually input that secret, our Tenor token secret, into our action workflow. So I'm going to clone this line, and I'm going to change it to Tenor token. So with our token, we should be ready to go. So I'm going to head back over to our terminal, where I'm going to run yarn build so that we have the latest version of our action script. And just like before, I'm going to add all my files and I'm going to commit it, adding a GIF to the thank you notes. I'm going to push that up. And now, just like before, since we still don't have that merged in readme, I'm going to create a new one and I'm going to do it on yet again another branch. And just like before, it's going to take a few seconds, but once it does, it's going to queue up our test YAML.file workflow, and then it's going to thank you for submitting the pull request, and we can see our GIF. GitHub Actions are a powerful way to automate your code tasks. Being able to create your own custom action takes that up another level. If you want a few more things to do with your action, like handling errors or customizing your GIF with an input so that somebody could use only GIFs from the office, check out the article in the description. What's your favorite thing to do with GitHub Actions? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, if you like this video, make sure you hit thumbs up and subscribe for future updates. Thanks for watching.